that you told the Associated Press back in February. Have you been watching what's been going on in Copenhagen this week?
Well, I have, like everybody else, on the evening news and reading the newspapers, and it sounds like it's a bit of a shambles over there. And that's not surprising, because the science for undertaking a major restructuring of the world's economy, or the United States economy, just isn't there. It doesn't support doing that. And you have to realize that the human-caused global warming hypothesis is really a hypothesis to gain control over the economy, and more control over our economy and the global economy. And I just don't think we need to do that. There is a warming trend. It's been going on since the depths of the Little Ice Age back in 1660, about a half a degree centigrade per 100 years. That's continued, and it's only been in recent times that we've seen an acceleration in the production of carbon dioxide by human activities, but there's also no clear scientific evidence at all that I can see, and I've done quite a bit of study of this, that would link that CO2 rise to any kind of temperature rise. In fact, the temperature has been rising and then falling and rising, falling over decadal periods, and it correlates much more closely with solar activity than it does with anything caused by carbon dioxide. The problem has been, as I think we've talked before, is that the debate on the science has not occurred. As we have seen with the so-called climate gate, with the emails that were hacked and now are available to us to see, that there was a concerted effort to keep the alternative hypotheses out of the scientific literature. My colleagues that I know who publish in that area were having a very difficult time, if not impossible time, getting their papers published. And now we know why. We know that there was a concerted effort to control the peer review process as well as the publication process.
And they felt intimidated that if they published or if they raised their voice, that their funding might be cut.
There's no question that that was happening as well, that the United States government as well as other governments had decided to fund mostly those papers, those research projects that had in them increased proof of human-caused global warming, whether it was there or not.
And so what do you say needs to be done? Because, you know, there's these people that have very divergent viewpoints about this issue.
Well, what needs to be done in climate as well as in healthcare and many other things is do nothing right now. Go ahead and start and work the science, have an honest debate and an honest comparison of various hypotheses and research to see who is right. But we don't have to panic. The healthcare system we have in this country right now is excellent, and we shouldn't take a chance in changing that drastically. There are reforms that ought to be made. There's no question about that. But we certainly don't need to change it to the point of where we don't have the world's best healthcare system. Same goes for climate. The rising carbon dioxide is not affecting us to the point that we can demonstrate it is affecting us. And so let's back off. Let's don't change our economy. Let's don't tax the American people and American businesses to the point of where we start to damage ourselves competitively with the rest of the world. And one thing you have to remember, and one point I try to make in the book, is that the world needs more energy, not less. And if we aren't careful, we're going to deal with less rather than more.